Okay. I'd like to start off by issuing my first attack on my opponent's cases and presentations. First, we have to understand that my opponents are stating that we want a strong economy, and this won't continue unless we take some intervention. They also stated that it's slightly ironic that we're using the mayor as an example for what he actually wants to be happening in Fargo. But what we must understand is the fact that the mayor, his quote is representing the idea that we want to move forward. And an economic growth plan is simply not the way to be doing this. First, we have to understand that we must be investing directly in our K-12 education and our universities. This growth plan is not proposing that. If you look closely at it, it is in fact saying that it will suggest or recommend that we work with the universities or recommend that we increase our expenditure in these universities. The fact is that we need to take this tax money and give it directly to the universities, give it directly to the people, to the students, and this is what will allow our economy to grow in the future. Also, we have to understand, moving on, that we cannot rely on one direct industry if our economy is going to be strong. From this we can understand that the fact is when we only have these high technology options, when we're only looking to have them coming to our community, we're going to be limiting our economic growth. When we invest directly in our students in all areas of education, we're going to be able to have a higher level, a broader spectrum for more industries to come to Fargo, North Dakota. And when we have this, we're going to see our economy grow much faster and much greater. Then we can also understand that my opponents have stressed continuously that this is not going to be a very harsh burden on the lower economic spectrum of our society. But in fact, it could grow to be one. This is one of the first in a long line to come of taxes upon the people. Taxes that perhaps are not going to be used for effective means to boost our economy. Also, we have to understand that this 1/2 cent tax raise will raise over $9.5 million. Why would we invest this amount of money in an idea in these high-tech industry fields that are simply not going to offer the security that investing directly in our education will? And finally, we will look at the idea that simply put, this growth plan is not going to have a secure economic benefit, when instead we go to invest in other things directly. As we've looked, according to the previously mentioned Business Week articles, we've seen that many incubators, which is the only source of things that the growth development wants to invest in, these incubators are simply not reliable. We've looked at 2 examples that have devastated the community after investment. They simply may not stay here. But when we invest in our education, when we invest in our young people, and when we come together and do this and spend our tax money on something more reliable, we will truly have a true economic prosperity for our community. Okay, thanks.